chilling.
All right, and
in here,
gosh,
I am here.
guys. You're in the frame.
Oh,
All right,
see, it's wide now.
All right, guys, we're live. It is April 26, 2016. We've got some lovely gentlemen from JAG Precision here. We've got Brian at Echo One. That's his name on Instagram and Facebook. We've got Tang from JAG Precision, and we've got some cool new AKs from you guys. In case you guys aren't aware, E&L Airsoft is under the JAG Precision brand. I'm a huge fan of E&L AKs. They are tried, tested, and true, and I've banged them into a lot of stuff, and they are strong. They are pretty darn rugged. I know you guys obviously love these. You guys get a chance to play with them quite a bit, and you're slowly taking it apart.
Well, just so it doesn't fall off, and I can show later.
Okay. Now, this will be a mostly shout-out free live show, unless we get some really good ones at certain people's request. But just to start off, this is the, what is it, the Brian and Tang's post-Coachella Extravaganza. So just to get that out of the way, the elephant in the room, Brian went to Coachella. That's about it. All right, well, moving on.
Okay, yeah.
Now, did you put any flowers in your hair? Because that is a going thing at Coachella.
No, I don't have a Snapchat filter.
Oh, gosh. Well, how was Coachella?
It's good. I think I clocked in maybe 14 miles, going all the stages back and forth.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
It's okay, he mills him, so.
Yeah, it's basically a Milsom West with music and no shooting. So it was a lot of people, no sure who's who. You just like run through the crowds, and it was awesome.
Fair play, fair play. Okay, well, moving on from Coachella, why don't you tell us a little, I had to mention Coachella. It says
I was
Coachella.
joking.
I know, and we went with it. So
This is why Airsoft GI is so cool. I was joking, and they took it and they ran with it. So
yeah,
thank you.
well, it was
Is that how
fun.
you spell Coachella?
Yeah, it's weird.
No, there's actually supposed to be an A in there, but the
Oh, yeah.
person who wrote the title has never been to Coachella. So the thumbnail is written correctly though.
Yeah.
because our graphics guy knows what's up.
Posted it.
Oh, yes. Now, tell us about these AKs you got here, because obviously these look real as all heck. What do you have new in the E&L AK line Gen 2?
You are holding one of the new models for the Gen
Nice.
2s.
That sounds good.
The AKMS. Excuse the little stock there. That one's been beat to hell.
No, I
We
get
took that to several Milsom West things.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure it's good.
Yeah.
But Generation 2 is different internally. Most of the externals are pretty much the same as far as the metal content goes. Everything's stamped or forged steel,
Yep.
cast steel. Real wood, as you'd expect for the most realistic AK. The weight's obviously very hefty. Most of the changes are internal, so you got the Generation 2.
You're gonna have like the silicone wires, of course, it's an upgrade. Before it was just copper wires, which is fine. You have silicone wires, regular fuse, of course. The hop-up unit, it's bolted in place like the other one. But the advantage is you have, I don't know if you guys can see it, check out the JAG Instagram later. There's slots, so instead of taking the whole gun apart, you can literally take apart the gun by screw on the lever, 2 screws here, slide this forward, gearbox out to access the quick change spring back here. It's a little sticker saying 120, it's about 400 FPS. So in a matter of 3 tools, pop this out, you can change it to a 100 spring if you want to play CQB like Tac City, and then outside later that day or that next weekend.
That's awesome.
So things like that's really cool.
Definitely gives you a lot more versatility in your AK platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just adding to that, internally, let's say you got steel cut gears instead of the other ones.
There's CNC cut. too.
CNC
It's
cut
been
gears,
awesome.
so very something similar that you're used to for upgrades. 1-piece cylinder, O-ring air nozzle, also mag well spacer, so you can insert the magazine.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and a revised torque motor.
Yeah.
It's a Neo magnet.
Stronger than before.
Wow, impressive. So now, what is there going to be a price difference in the Gen 2 AKs versus the Gen 1?
Negligible, just a couple dollars.
Okay, so you're getting a lot of extra features with really no huge price jump.
Right. But all in all, it's the same gun that you've seen that we've destroyed pretty much. This is like a Generation 1 sample that we threw off a 3-story building. If you want to check that out, the whole gun has like a curve to it
I'm
based on
sure.
where it landed.
Yeah, no, it slightly curves to the right because how high up was it?
3 stories.
Wow.
Nothing broke. Like, see, the front sight bent here. That's part of where it landed.
Will the gun still fire?
Yeah.
It still fires.
I'm sure it'll go off to the right.
Probably.
Yeah. Now, what's the tape is here just to hold this
Dust
up?
cover.
That's the only thing that actually won't stay on anymore is the dust cover, obviously, because everything's tweaked.
Yeah.
But since it's stamped steel, it's bent rather than cracked like a
Yeah.
cast metal body.
Yeah, no, if I threw a regular or normal airsoft gun off a 3-story building, I have no doubt it would just, well, most of them would just break or shatter.
Right.
So, That's
So
really
I mean, like, not all metal is created equal for the body.
No,
Obviously.
and that's the thing that I initially fell in love with the AKs for is I went up to play at Fort Ord, and I was commanding, so I was running around directing people, and sometimes my AK would be just hanging on the sling, and invariably, it probably happened over 10 times that day, is I would run or jump, and I would hit the barrel of my AK on the doorway or even the side of the building, and be like, oh crap, oh wait, it's fine.
Yeah.
So because it's pretty ruggedly made, and like you mentioned before, these are not like super lightweight guns because made out of stamped steel. So I mean, you definitely gotta at least be somewhat physically fit to be able to run around all day at a Milsim event with these. However, it being that like rugged and durable, definitely worth the money. So,
Right.
Yeah, pretty cool. As far as realism goes, I mean, this definitely looks obviously pretty used, so that's pretty cool. But the overall look of these is rather impressive. Where have you guys been playing recently with these guns?
We've been doing some private pickup games, Milsim West, obviously. Anything that we can try to go to.
And let people use them too.
Yeah, we let other people use them all the time. These guns are really great for like if you're a Russian impressionist, like this A106, which is a 74 MN. That's normal issued rifle in Russia right now. Or you have the AKMS underfolder or AKM if you want to do like militia or like other oddball, or PMC look.
I really like the look of the AKM, but I mean, just like the style of steel and the real wood you have on here really just gives it that like amazing look, especially like you mentioned for folks who want to do a Russian kit or a Soviet bloc kit. And someone was actually just asking like, are these AKs made out of metal? Yes, they're absolutely made out of metal. This is stamped steel, which is a big part of the reason for why they're a little hefty. Now, do you have any plans to come out with any different AKs on top of these, or just going to start with this line and then see where it goes?
There is some talking about some other models, but we can't reveal that yet. Special editions, let's say.
Well,
We work closely with that's why like there's the updated gearbox and everything. Seeing what the first gen was like, the second gen, making it better. So if we continue the popularity with the ENLs, then yes, there's a market for it. So it kind of comes down to the players themselves.
Yeah, and keep in mind it's kind of hard to improve on the outside when it's already made kind of like the real thing.
Yeah, I mean the only way I can see improvement could be possible is just basically coming out with different models that people are really interested in. Like,
and most people add their own rails or or keep if the rifle is fine, then no rails.
AK Kuros and all that. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like I generally like to keep my AKs. I mean, with a few exceptions, just bone stock, like looking like an AKM or this one. I mean, tactical AKs are actually kind of fun. It is nice when I go to indoor fields to have like an AK with rails, but generally in a Milsim event, I just love a straight AKM or straight AK-47.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
Way to go.
Yep. I definitely usually end up duct taping or electrical taping a flashlight onto it, but I've been told that looks real, so whatever. And I find it interesting. It seems like over the past few years, like Russian Impressionist kit has definitely taken a huge upswing. I feel like, I mean, in my mind, I feel like that is a consequence of a few things, like teams like the Russians coming about, and also it seems like Russia has become more adventurous in world affairs, deploying, aka invading or taking over certain countries, which puts them in the Ukraine, for example, lest I say Georgia as well. But they've kind of come into the forefront on as far as the news. Like I know when the Iraq War was going on, obviously U.S. military kits are huge in airsoft, but it seemed like with all this different equipment coming out or making its way into the mainstream, we'd see a lot more of that in airsoft. And I feel like some of that as well is related to Russian adventurism in world affairs. So I definitely see a lot of folks out there with very realistic looking Russian kit, which is not cheap and not easy to come by.
Right.
So,
I mean, that's like you said, a consequence of real world affairs. You don't really see any pictures of impressions, their gear to reference if nothing's happening as far as what they're doing in terms of their missions.
Indeed.
I mean, that and maybe people are getting bored of the Navy SEAL whatever kit that everyone's been doing.
Yeah, everybody and their mother has been doing that for quite a years. I mean, even when airsoft started way back in the day, was it like the late 70s or like mid 80s? I know folks in Japan, as well as in the U.S., were doing like SAS or SEAL impression kit, which back in the day was also very expensive too.
Yeah. Everybody started with back in the day SAS or an MP5 of some sort.
Yes.
And now everybody it has an M4 or AK to start. There's no more MP5 fan. Seems like I had one.
Yeah, and when I started playing, it was like Black Hawk Down. So everyone has a movie that they kind of stick to.
Yeah, for me, it was actually Clear and Present Danger. You guys ever see that movie? Yeah. There was a guy just rocking a silenced MP5. I was like, I want that. So, well, cool. Well, how do you guys find your playstyles fit these AKs? Like, how many AKs do you guys, or how many AK magazines do you guys usually run when you're rocking these?
I just kind of borrow his stuff. I don't have a setup. I will be using a generic, probably 106 like this on the weekend. And how many mags can I borrow?
As many as you need. And have like a
Okay,
shelf
that's how
full.
many mags I get.
Okay.
So,
Well, I noticed, I mean, on your setup from last time I played with you in Texas, and we did tactical gearheads, which is hilarious, by the way. If you guys haven't seen their tactical gearheads, you should check it out. It's awesome. It's totally dope. You would wear a lot of kit. You would have the Echo One. Why am I blanking on?
well, I had the
AK-700.
yeah AK-700 on my back.
Yes.
A pistol just in case.
A
and then
PCAM.
the PCAM.
And
But also,
beef jerky.
I had beef jerky, and I had BBs, so people can keep on fighting, keep our team going. But like for the AK, I'm just gonna do a chest rig, and very simple, because it's just like, I don't really, like for the PCAM, yes, you need a lot of ammo, you need this and that, and then like a backup gun. But for like the AK, my mindset is gonna be mags, maybe a small thing of BBs, and that's it. I don't really need anything crazy for it.
You don't
It's
run
like
a sidearm, or?
No, I don't think so. Just a chest rig. I'm gonna try a new DEF CON chest rig.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Now, have you ever thought of making a division loadout with an AK? What? Why do you roll your eyes? It's a game that just came out.
I play that game. I
Oh,
like
you do?
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm on PS4.
Don't tell them you're tagged. They're gonna hunt you.
I actually just
Oh.
got it on PS4. I haven't played it
Okay.
yet.
I will send you a link. But I'm not really home anymore. For a Division inspired, I did go hiking with my extraction backpack. But I just want to know why there's an L85, the support gun, in or what is it, Brooklyn? Yeah.
Yeah, where would you
Yeah.
get that in America?
I mean, in all honesty, like,
You
I
figure
can't
that
see
out.
like a huge amount of guns being in New York anyway. They're the most heavily one of the most heavily gun controlled states.
But they have like everything that's hot.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see maybe like in the underworld or in like National Guard armory, you find a lot of stuff. But
L86.
yeah, I don't
What
know.
really
I don't
grinds
know
my
what
gears is like in the story, you're technically playing the second best group of operatives because the first wave died.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
to spoil it, but you're like,
I-
oh, by
I
the
did.
way, the main team died. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, so we're the B team. Oh.
So we get sent in with like no gear. We're picking up their stuff as the best stuff.
I did
right?
not know any of that. Okay.
Well, you'll find out.
Okay, thanks, Tang. All right. So for those of you who are watching Division, a bit of a late spoiler alert, but yeah.
You should have beat it by now. Don't get mad.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Don't
is,
go
like,
to school, just play.
I'm worried about getting into.
I'm
Great
level
advice.
176. Come get me.
Are you really?
I think so. My guns are. Jeez. You cap at 30.
Oh, okay. Now that's the thing. I was worried about getting into play the Division is that all of my friends that play have already leveled up. So I feel like if I get there, all I'm useful for is a bait and switch or like as a distraction.
Or an up 'em. Give me some ammo.
Oh, that's a good reference to
health.
Saving Private Ryan. Or health.
Yeah, you can do like the healing, everything while they're shooting. Just crawl around and heal them.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Well,
I like how you can do teamwork. It's really cool, and you can explore the gun building and all the different accessories you can do. It's a fun adventure game.
On a slightly different topic than the Division, someone was asking, would it be cool, or would you guys be interested in coming out with a Taurus Judge?
That's not under anything that we have a license for, though.
It's not really
You'd have to.
popular.
I actually don't know what it is.
It's the revolver that's like yay long.
I think there's already an
Oh.
airsoft version out there, isn't there?
Well,
Didn't
there's
Marushan make one at what?
I
some
think
point?
so. Well,
Long,
you
long
can't find
time?
it now then.
Oh, yeah.
But like probably Marushan or some Japanese company.
I don't see many Marushan guns around at all anymore. I actually found an old one, an 8mm shotgun I bought a long time ago, only used once.
We have a secret stash.
Oh, really?
One of
At our bunker.
one of my adventures. I don't know if he's watching. The guy from SS Airsoft. I met him there. He's like the only World War II guy. I was cleaning, doing Operation Boneyard, and I found a Marushan M1 Garand and an M2 carbine. And I'm like, "Hey, you're World War II. I don't need this. Can you use this?" And he's like, "Oh, holy good." Yeah. So he's gonna do like a cool video for Echo One stuff. I'm like, "Here you go."
And
So it's like,
the M1 still has a couple of clips. I
Yes.
said clips because it thinks
That's
it's
yeah,
clips.
that's legit clips.
yeah. And actually, bing, it pops out.
That's cool.
So
That
I think
is-
all it needs is some oil and like the other. It's like has like a crack in the stock, but he's happy.
I imagine you could put the real thing on there anyway.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. Can I see that one real quick? Egg salad. Nice. That is a nice.
Oh,
weight.
look at the super cool Gen 2 magwell spacer in there for easy mag insertion.
Ooh, look at you. That is nice. Like you got the
Where's
logo there,
magazine?
too.
I don't see any
whatever.
mags.
The mags are in the bag.
Yeah, this is solid. I like the feel of this one. I always call this the Krinkov, but what's the actual name for this?
74
74
UN.
That's right.
Don't get it wrong, or the Russians will correct you.
Now, well, they're
Yeah,
going to correct
oh.
me and they're going to flame me anyway over this. I'm just used to calling it the Krinkov from, was it GoldenEye 007 or there's some other
Yeah,
video
it
game they
was
called the
GoldenEye.
Krinkov? Yeah. Because I get used to calling it right that, and every time I say it, I get corrected, but I'm just so used to it. So.
GoldenEye.
That's nice. That is cool. Well, awesome. Now, what is the upper level of batteries that these guns can accommodate? Because most of them that don't have a full stock, they're going up on the top.
They all go up on the top anyway,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be like
Oh, yeah,
your
they're screwed
skinniest.
Yeah.
That's where your toolkit goes, comrade.
Yeah, they should come with toolkits. Pretty cool.
Well, then maybe you can educate me on this, because I mean I'm not that knowledgeable on real AKs, but the toolkit. Why is there a hole right here in the back of the stock?
It's like a tube.
It's a little capsule.
Yeah.
It has like you use this jamming rod right here.
It's
and
this
it
hole right
comes
here.
with a wire brush. Is there one in that box?
No. there's
But
not.
it has
It's a little capsule that contains a cleaning brush.
Cosmo.
And yeah, everything's covered in cosmoline. When you get these guns, you're gonna have to wipe it down.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Now, most of these guns out of the box are going to be shooting about 400 feet per second. Is that across the entire line?
Yes.
Yeah. The
Okay.
short barrels, they all have the same spring. The short barrel will shoot like 375, 380.
Let's see. If you guys have any questions for the folks at JAG Precision here, let us know, especially if you have any questions about their new Generation 2 E&L AKs. Please throw it over to me, and I will forward it to them. Just do it. Let your gun shoot the camera. No. AKs with wood sucking looks. Well, ER skating, that is your own personal opinion. I think they look legit. Back in the day, and I feel lame for even just saying that phrase, wood kits for AKs and RPKs used to be cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah, if you want a little history lesson, if you wanted to get something like this, this is like in the $300 range retail. You'd have to start with the Tokyo Marui, wait for Garda to come out with a $600 body kit, and then put it together. So you're easily about $800 to $1,000 in just to get this look.
Yeah, and who doesn't want to spend $800 to $1,000?
And they didn't even have the right mags at the time. There was no 74.
Yeah, that's true. I just remember always wanting an RPK, and so you spend like $300 to get one. Then, like you mentioned, you spend like $300 or $400 on top of that to get like just either a metal body or a metal body and a wood.
And they
kit.
never had the correct body with the reinforcement lugs on the front.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was just a body kit to turn a regular AK, which is not the correct if you want to get really anal about it.
Which people do nowadays. So
Mhm.
yeah. Is there anything? Actually, I want to bring up the fact that you guys have been using your Echo One Timberwolf pistols for quite a long time. Now, you guys have been running those for what, 2-3 years now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use mine every weekend, but I shoot at things in my garage for practice. It's good for trigger control and
Firearm
reset. So
Well, you guys are, you specifically, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tang, I don't know if you guys go out together, but you guys go out to shoot real firearms pretty consistently, right?
Yeah.
What kind of firearm or what kind of shoots do you guys usually do? Is it rifle, pistol, mix of both, shotgun?
Anything I have time for, really.
Yeah,
A
we're
lot of
kinda
the guys
busy.
at the office do like 3-gun and rifle mainly, and handguns. Like, there's always something going on every other weekend. Gets really expensive to go to everything, but
Well, yeah, if you're using like ammo and a range fee every weekend, that gets expensive real fast. Got a question from Candor Champion. Can I trade in my Gen 1 AK-74 MN for a Gen 2?
no, you may not. But if you
comrades
want-
never give up.
yeah, exactly. That's
You
standard
upgrade it.
issue. Either upgrade it or put a Polar Star in it or something.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if there are any good questions. Twerk, 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 twerk. Nabob, just twerk, 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 twerk. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Bill's actually really good at twerking. If he's
Yeah,
still
we
here.
found that out.
Yeah,
what?
behind. Yeah,
He was twerking when setting up the camera and trying to show us something.
It was awkward.
He was setting up all the stuff and twerking at the same time.
Yeah, elbows on the table, ass out is.
I can see it being
Interesting.
awkward and yet still impressive. No, I'm not twerking. Knucklehead Brownie. It's quite a good name. Knucklehead Brownie, I am who I am. Well played. Let's see here. This is a shout out free live show, so unfortunately I can't give shout outs yet. What would you recommend flash hiders for indoor arenas? That's an interesting question. I mean, I don't think flash hiders, unless they're like exceptionally long, are going to seriously change your gameplay. Like, I mean, if you have an already long gun and you add a long flash hider on the end of it, obviously it's going to be tougher to go around corners. So generally, it shouldn't affect your gameplay, but in that specific situation, yeah, it's going to be tougher to go around corners. And also, it's really not going to change. It's not the only effect on your gun is it's purely cosmetic. So I mean, I would suggest getting a flashlight over a flash hider. But what are your guys' opinions?
Basically the same. I'd rather get a flashlight. or a
Video games
convertible
have
grip.
taught me that it increases accuracy by 14% and stability by 16%. That's the final word.
Okay. I feel like that's Battlefield 4 speak. How do you guys feel about lasers?
I wish we had laser guns.
For sighting, back in the day, I liked them. I was a big fan of the LX-GX green laser with the little bezeling on the front, the super bright ones.
Yep.
But then I saw, like, at the indoor field, J&T and also Taxi said, don't shine the lasers because people will use it to blind people. And
That's
I'm like,
bad.
yeah, so it's like, I never kind of like, I don't want to purposely blind someone or even accidentally.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no more lasers, just flashlight.
Yeah, I think
Cool for looks, but you gotta
Yeah.
be really conscious about using it responsibly. There's playing and there's like serious.
Yeah, I've been at fields where players are like trying to blind the enemy team with lasers, and that's like, I would consider that a seriously dick move.
At the
Oh yeah, don't
first-
shine it at aircraft. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a felony.
Oh yes, yeah, that is really important. Like,
And if you think you can't get caught, there's
Yeah.
you get caught. There's like been several people in the past year.
people get caught all the time doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not pointing at you for you doing that, but I'm just saying at a Milsom West game, he had a green laser on his BFA, and there's guys in the open, and he'd shine them like, hey, look, I see you, and then he'd fire, and like, oh, you're pointing at me kind of thing. So you can like use it like that, but
But I'm not shining at their eyes.
yeah, no.
No,
It's
if
like,
anything, I'll shine at their feet.
yeah, but it got their attention, like, oh, cool, you see me, and then he'd fire 2 shots, and like,
Someone would have to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, that's actually very smart. I've seen at GamePod specifically, folks would use lasers to suppress enemy forces without having to shoot anything.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that was effective. And I'll be honest, like, I actually really like the look of green lasers. I think they look so cool,
With a little bit
especially
of
when they go
smoke?
around. Yes, and that's why I like seeing them at GamePod is because they have, I think 3 or 4 industrial smoke machines, so they can get it to where like where this light is. That's as far as I can see. So it's pretty nice.
We should try that back at our warehouse. We'll just like run a diesel truck and then play for a couple.
What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Don't do that if you're at home. Do not do that. That will result in serious injury or death.
warm.
I should just go to sleep. Yeah. So that will
Like
result
I'm
in
kind of tired.
serious
I'll
injury
put
or
down my
death. So don't
gun.
do that. So yeah, again, like if I was playing Airsoft right now, I would not use a green laser because I'd be worried about damaging someone's sight. One thing I tried to do but was unsuccessful in doing is
Predator setup with the lasers?
I already talked to you about this, didn't I?
No, I did that too.
Oh, okay. Hey, all right.
3 lasers.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried setting them up and I couldn't get them all to like, it would be a Predator at like 40 feet away, but once it was
Yeah.
like 50 or 60, it was like someone who didn't
Yeah.
have any intelligence doing lasers putting them together. So, you have any luck?
No, I had the same thing. I think it's just like I was using those green ones again, but it's just like I think it's Airsoft rails and parts aren't true spec, so it's like they're off, and that's I think why even if I adjust it is.
Some companies are getting really creative with the color of like lasers and reticles for scopes, like blue. You've seen blue, right?
Yeah.
Blue reticles or lasers?
Both. Have you seen? Oh, I've
And they
seen
have
blue
purple, too.
reticles.
Well, blue and purple lasers are
More
actually
powerful.
a felony to own in the United States. They sell them in Canada because I originally.
What's the link to buy them?
Well, I saw them originally as like, oh, it's like the first commercially available like legitimate lightsaber because like they showed a person like literally lighting their or someone else's wall on
Popping
fire.
balloons and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, they're that powerful?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like across the room. It's like, ooh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah. It even has a warning on, or at least the one I saw. It looks like a lightsaber. It's designed that way, and it says, "With great power comes great responsibility." Yeah. Spider-Man. But that being said, it is a felony to bring those in from Canada to the United States, so couldn't
Okay,
get them.
good to know.
Yeah.
Well, they have good healthcare, so they can fix those eyes.
That will pop. That will probably pop an eyeball. So, so that's our opinion on lasers. A bit long-winded, but yeah, that's kind of where we stand. So, let's see if there were any. Any other questions? Oh, I think I see what you're saying. Holy Duck Fudge is asking, "Hey Bob, do you think you guys have masked? I assume you mean matched the reliability of the real AK and the Airsoft version? Interesting question.
Probably that. It keeps on kicking.
I mean, I'm going to field my answer, then I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts because, I mean, with Airsoft, there are just so many parts in just about any gun that, I mean, besides like maybe an HPA engine, I mean, there's just so much more that can go wrong. Whereas in an AK, there's, like a real firearm AK, there's very few parts and they're spaced far apart, so there's a lot of tolerance there. So, you know, there's a lot more given what you can do and what can be done to that gun. So in Airsoft, I think just by the nature of it having so many parts, it's not going to match that reliability. However, externally, this is essentially as close as you can get to the real version. It's made out of stamped steel. I mean, externally, these are probably going to be about as reliable as a real AK, as evidenced from this, which was dropped from a 3-story building. I mean, you guys have used them as like ladders, as like stools, as like anything under the sun, and they all work because they're made out of stamped steel. What are your guys' opinion on, you know, Airsoft AKs? Have they gotten up to the reliability of real AKs?
Want me to go from what I've seen?
I'll go first.
Okay.
To me, sometimes people forget that Airsoft, it's pretty much, it looks like the real thing, but inside is still an Airsoft gun. So manufacturers and factories, they try to put those internals into as many different style guns that people want. So when you look at the AK from the outside, you're expecting everything to be like a real AK. But it's really a not delicate, but an intricate machine inside of a metal body that we're talking about here. It's kind of like a watch as opposed to like, you know, a hammer. You can't really screw up a hammer.
That's a very good point. Yeah, that would be very difficult to do. So, didn't you guys run over one of these with a car? Is that you guys?
That one.
This one.
Oh, so you dropped
After
it?
we dropped it, yeah.
And then ran over it.
Yeah, and then mine's been submerged a couple times. Obviously, the mud gets everywhere, so I had to clean it out. But it still works.
But you know, function after. I mean, I assume that took a lot of work on the gearbox.
Yeah, you might have actually seen it because like we loaned it in Jet, your buddy Jet, the Desert Fox was shooting it in one of his videos. Although his battery was dying, I think.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, but that gun's still kicking.
Well, if he wants to compare like the realistic of AKs, like in the firearms versus real other guns. For example, like you have steel hinge. You know, if you compare this to like an M4, if you throw this to an M4, the buffer tube can snap off easily. Same for the front. You have little threads. These are basically, it's popped in here with the trunnion, 2 large set screws, but like all these other pins are actually pressed in there, so it's not going to loosen.
Yeah, so if you think you can pop off the front sight to change the threading on the thing,
you need a press.
You can't.
There's other AKs out there with little set screws. That's cool, but those loosen over time. This, like, you can tie paracord through here and swing it around.
I think that was one of the big annoyances I had with my Tokyo Marui AK when I got it, which was like probably.
Yeah, it's a small little Phillips right here. That's it.
Yeah, and also the front sight
Another
is
Phillips.
Still wobbly as heck. I can never get it to get fixed without like super gluing it, which I ended up regretting. So.
But like, say if you want to use this, like how we did this one, you throw it in the dirt and mud. Unlike a real firearm, where you pull it back and rack it open and let dirt and stuff drain out. All you have to do is literally swab the barrel, make sure there's no debris, and put a mag in there. And you should be fine, but that's not the gun's fault. That's like foreign debris, which that's kind of your fault. But how it's built with the hop-up locked into the front of the gearbox, the 2 screws holding the hop-up into the trunnion, and then all this into the lower body, you can't really go wrong. It's a solid gun. So
now, for our viewers and myself who don't know what a trunnion is, why don't you explain that?
it's basically like the rear sight block that goes here and locks into here. It's like a
It's
weird...
where the barrel mates the receiver, pretty much.
So it's, you have this section, take off the handguards.
I've seen Russian school kids do this faster.
You know what? I have not had my potato juice. Okay,
You're not
so
gonna be on any Polinar videos.
so essentially, like, you have one pin right here that locks this section in to the barrel, and then you have a larger pin here that locks it so this doesn't move, and it's into the body, and it's all solid, like.
Wow, that scared me. That was pretty solid. Yeah.
So if you wanted to like beat things with it, you can. It's not really gonna break. You might notice like the red hop-up adjuster. Yeah, if you abuse this with the dust cover off, you might have some damage there. You can replace that easy. Regular V3 hop-up, and you're good. But
Yeah. Plus side to this is the real thing doesn't have a hop up. So
Yeah.
this
Good
is
point.
like better.
Very good point. Let's see.
oh, the delayed.
Yeah. E&L M4, question mark.
We have the samples. We're probably gonna bring them maybe next time.
Mm-hmm.
Same sturdiness and the robustness of the AKs, but an M4. But it still has like an M4 buffer tube and like front delta ring that can loosen over time, unlike an AK. The gearbox is nice. It's a quick change gearbox.
It won't have a delta ring. It has a Mark 18 rail.
I know, but it can still loosen over time compared to AK, which is all pinned.
compared.
That's my weakness of an M4, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But as long as you maintain that, you're fine. The M4s are nice. It's going to have like a Pro-Win style hop-up, like a dial rotary.
Oh, that's nice. Shoot,
But coming up soon, we'll have another show and talk about it.
That was actually a very good question for you guys, I thought. And it's good. Oh, this is from the Airsofting Ginger. How do you think Airsoft has changed you as a person? It's a deep question.
Deep question. It has made me become a hermit because everybody approaches me, I want free stuff. And it's just like, cool, thanks. I'm just going to go hike. And it makes me have like alone time away from work. I focus on cooking, hiking, and just going out having fun, not work related. I used to play Airsoft every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked in an Airsoft retail store, I'd literally play every weekend and then go back to work. Now it's just like I play 3 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy Airsoft. I still like it. But when I go, like, what was it? Last January, not this year, but the year before, I went to Code Red every weekend in January playing. I didn't tell people. And then like last week, I'm like, hey, you guys, I'm going to go. Because I would see the videos and everything. And I got swarmed with messages. Can you bring me BBs? Can you do this? Can you check my gun? I'm like, it's like, I just want to play, you know, I've been playing Airsoft forever. I like it, but I would say it didn't ruin it. It's just kind of like, I want Brian time, not just, I like helping. I'm not saying I'm not going to help you. Like, I do the tech videos, but I need time too.
Well, I mean, that can be tough when everyone's trying to, get something or ask something of you on your off time. And it can be even doubly tough when, your entire work week is, dealing with Airsoft, and then when your off time is Airsoft, that can get monotonous or at least a little tough over time. So that's understandable. That's very understandable.
And you?
Yeah, I could see getting a little jaded. I still like to play. I mean, there's big games, ops, and the stuff you guys put together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes though, I just want to sneak out and play in quietly,
Mm-hmm.
little private games if possible. I
Mm-hmm.
find that smaller games, pickup games, are super fun, especially when people aren't like.
You're just going to
not
have fun.
It's not about being competitive. It's just people are just mean to each other for no reason. Oh, this guy's new. It's funner when everyone wants to go out of their way to make it better for everyone else.
It's weird. As far as my own personal thing, I actually agree with you guys quite a bit. I mean, I found it's so much more fun now that just to go play a pickup game with friends or go to a milsim game, just incognito and just have a good time. Like, it's so much fun just to be a rifleman.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, because I'm commanding a lot of BB Wars games, it's nice just to be like ordinary line infantry dude.
No stress, just fun.
Yeah, exactly. But I kind of, after a while of playing Airsoft so much for GI and also going to events, I kind of forgot what it was like just to go to a regular recreational game with friends and just have a good time. So it's really nice. It's like kind of refreshing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't think I get mobbed for like tech work like you do. And even if I did, I'd be like, I can tech on it, but I'm gonna screw everything up. Like,
Yeah.
I can't tech for crap. So, but I heard that Code Red, and since you mentioned playing there, did you play there recently or is that in January?
No, that was not this January, the year before.
Oh,
I just
Before the
went-
big move.
okay.
Yeah, when it was still in, what is it? San Bernardino, I think it was. The original location.
Yeah, because now it's in Paris.
Yeah, it moved. No, this is the old
Not
location.
Paris, France.
No,
Yeah.
Paris, spelled like an idiot, spelled it. Let's see. Well, it's Perris. I used to skydive there all the time, and I was like, who the hell's named this town? This is ridiculous. From Reaper Actual, get the Timberwolf. Good call, because these guys actually rock Timberwolves.
In 6 and 9 mil.
Well, that's talking about the Airsoft one, but you got the real deal. There also is a Timberwolf Extreme, which I've used recently, and I had a lot of fun using it. Bob, do you think the KJW M700 is good? I would love to give you a useful answer. Stay frosty. I've never actually used the KJW M700 personally.
I used to have one.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, by all means,
I
feel
can
it.
never get it dialed in for the life of me.
Yeah.
How about you?
They're very tricky. Don't get the takedown version. That's just going to fail.
More leaks.
Yeah. Oil it and buy extra mags.
I personally have. I haven't
very
had
finicky.
the best experience with KJW guns. I find like either the mags leak or
That's proper maintenance, though.
Well, no, I'm talking about like new ones.
I still have some old ones, like, still kicking in my old collection. I have some very old stuff that I need to get rid of.
I also have very bad luck, so that could be another thing.
As long as you oil your gas guns, like rifles or pistols, you'll be
Yeah, I
fine.
probably have like a 10-year-old KJ.
And don't use bad BBs. I hate it when people use like the cheapest BBs and like in their GHK, they're like, oh, look how cool this is. Oh, my nozzle is broken. It's like, dude, your investment, buy good BBs.
Yeah, you can't be part of the master race if you use the not master race of BBs.
Yeah.
Okay, this was from, let's see, what was his name? Jordan Garcia, best kill ever. Might take you a while to think
You
about
want
it.
to go first?
I can go first if you want to think about it.
Yeah, go first.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
I
Okay.
got one too.
So I played, I played Airsoft, yeah, a couple years back at Insight Interactive, and it was just like a GI employee game, and I just brought out my Tomahawk for I think it's the first or second time. I carry an axe, and then I carry a Tomahawk in case I need to get that melee weapon out faster. It's a lot faster to get the Tomahawk out than it is the axe most of the time. So I was hiding in a building, and I saw one of our employees walk by. And we actually just talked about doing this earlier in the day, which is funny. I got this opportunity, but I pulled out the Tomahawk, came right behind him. I actually put the Tomahawk to his neck and my MP9 on his shoulder. I was like, shh, Aaron, just go to sleep, and just shushed him down to the ground. And he's like, Pop, no. And I laid him down. It was really fun because like no one else on his team had any idea I was there. And he basically, they came around the corner like, what happened, Aaron? And he's like, I can't talk, I'm dead. I was like, yes. So a shush kill or a quiet kill, the melee weapon, is my best kill ever, and I think they're really fun.
Mine is Sweet Vengeance, but it's bad, but it's good. Essentially using a CW revolver launcher with CO2 powered shells and those paintball ones where it's just basically full of BBs instead of paintball and just taped over. Playing at J&T long ago out in Riverside. I think it's like early, maybe 2007 or 8 or so. Essentially, this guy's been cheating all night, and you're running. I don't know if anybody else has been there, but it's basically hallways and like a little board, like cubicle type things. And one of my teammates is like, "Okay, we're gonna stage this. He's gonna run through. Like he would literally run through, shoot everybody." And this is before Bang Bang was even invented, so it's point blank. And he would kill us all, and it's just like, "But we're shooting you. You're in the open." So essentially, my friend, our teammate, would like stood there, and I'm here, and he's like, "I'm gonna call it out." So he called it out, and I just went. Bah, bah, revolver launcher, 2 shots in his chest. Did not see him in the staging area. He disappeared. I don't think he died, but no more cheater. He's gone. And I was the hero of the day. Everybody, even the other team's like, oh, thank you, because the ref was yelling at everybody because of that. It's just like, but I felt bad because it's like, it probably hurt him. But it's just like, dude.
Probably, yeah.
No, it was like maybe from here to like the stool.
Oh, that's far.
But it's
that's,
just a wad
that's
of
behind the
BBs.
camera. Okay.
Yeah, maybe 15 feet away.
That's not that bad.
But a double tap a revolver launcher.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Top that.
Mine wasn't even a fancy kill. It was just a funny kill.
Well, that's the most memorable.
I was playing at Kill House many years ago, which is basically a house and a big kind of parking lot with a lot of stuff to hide behind. And it was a night game, and there was only maybe a floodlight because it's a big parking lot, so we couldn't really see much. But the other team had started to move on us, and I saw like their enemy team leader signaling his hand. I could see his silhouette from the spotlight, and I had my my Marui M733 that I got from GI, my
Nice.
first gun with a M100. I saw his hand, so I was like, I think I can hit his hand. It's like maybe 80 feet. And like, bah! I was like, oh, he grabs his hand. Like, oh, that really stings because if you've ever been shot in the hand,
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh.
it sings, that's for sure. Yeah.
So I incapacitated their leader because he
more
couldn't
signaling
signal
for him.
anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
But that counted as him being out.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, good. All right, good. That's funny. Well, that's good. That's good use of that. Good use of that M733. I actually don't see very many of those out these days. It's a pretty uncommon gun.
Well, it's a little too old school now. You can't rock a fixed carry handle.
No, yeah, it is a bit weird. Let's see if there are. Wow, that's an unusual question. What brand of CO2 would you recommend for a Thunder Bee? I've never heard that question before, actually.
The JAG Arm CO2, available from JAG Precision, also from airsoftgi.com.
12 gram CO2 cartridges are pretty common across the United States. I mean, generally, I don't think there's really any.
Whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
CO2 is kind of like bottled water. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, really, is there a difference between like Evian and Dasani?
What do you guys have in stock right now for CO2?
Evian.
No, for CO2.
I don't know. Either Crossman or Jag Precision.
That works.
Yeah.
Whatever GI has, or your local store if you don't want to like shop online, that works.
Yes. Ooh, this is an interesting question. It's probably going to be the last one we answer today. It's from Frank Woods. Sorry, we're going over time.
That's fine.
Should Polar Stars be segregated away from AEGs and GBBRs?
Oh, this is a good one.
It is a good one. So essentially, should players with Polar Stars be put in a separate game and separated from the normal crowd of people using AEGs or gas blowback rifles?
My opinion on this is, if this is an electric gun and this is a Polar Star, you could be either a good person or a bad person. It's just like cars and everything like that. You can be a drunk driver, sober driver. It comes down to the person, the user, not the gun. So if you have a Polar Star and you're shooting kids extra, you take that out of your hands, give them an AEG with the dual sector, same thing. If you're a blank hole on the field, you're going to be that regardless of whatever you have. So the idea of banning people because of the gun they have, it's just like, that's not cool. I don't have a Polar Star. I always want to get one just for a sniper setup.
Oh, yeah.
But then like the whole trigger thing, that's a whole nother thing. I'm just not, there's no reset, but it's kind of like, I've seen this, it's like, so that means if I get one, that means I'm a bad person already because people in fields say this. It doesn't make sense. There's too many people judging and saying, because you have a Polar Star, you're bad. But it's like, there's good people with Polar Stars. There's good people with like the spring rifles. There's bad people with spring rifles. It comes down to just being nice.
Tang, do you have any feelings on that?
I mean, you can't really nerf a Polar Star for Airsoft. It's just technology.
Yeah.
It's like telling people you can't upgrade your AEG. People are going to do what they're going to do. It's just really if you want to be a dick about it.
No, that's very true. And I think you made a good point, Brian, that blaming or at least like thinking ill of someone because of an inanimate object is kind of stupid.
It's like gun control.
Yeah, it's essentially what gun control is. You see an inanimate object, like, oh, that's bad. It's gonna go off and kill 3 people. Wait, no, that's an object that in the hands of someone who's good can do good things, in the hands of someone who's bad can do bad things. Now I've seen, well, maybe not obviously you or viewers, but there are fields around the country that have had to deal with a negative perception of Polar Stars in that their insurance agents get sent videos of people, being dicks with Polar Stars, shooting people point blank, like 30 rounds, 40 rounds a second, and then the insurance agents say, hey, this is going into fields, like, you have to either ban these or do something, otherwise we're not going to insure you.
That's the problem. You can blame those on those particular people that, create those kind of videos and do those kind of things. I mean, I could take an AEG and shoot the guy across from me in the spawn, same way as that famous video that we all saw now, the Rest in Peace kid.
Oh, yeah.
Same difference. So it's not HPA, but I can still do it with an AEG. Or worse, I can just hit him with a gun.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, there's even, I think the last video before that, the one that actually got shared around through these insurance agents, was I think a team called Team MIAD or MIAD or something.
MIA.
MIA? Oh, I thought there was a D in there. But they're shooting ropes at kids who are 3 feet away. And it was 30, 40 BBs, 50 BBs. And it's there's no reason to do that, period.
Well, it comes down to the people that watch it, that like the videos. Same with the fight videos that get shared. You're just encouraging that, saying it's cool. Hallmark moment, if you allow someone to get beat up or something like that and you don't do anything, you're responsible. So if you allow that, you encourage it, oh, check this out. You're not helping. Airsoft's about community, being a family, working together. But if you see someone getting hurt, especially a kid, that kid's never going to come back to Airsoft. He's like, Mom, I'm dying. Pick me up now. Or the kid's just laying there crying. And when you see that, I've seen that. Like the kid's crying. I don't know what happened, but it's just it hurts. So it's it ruins the day for me and other people.
I mean, imagine your first time out, you have a BB lodged in your skin and These guns do that.
Yeah, I mean that's the main reason why I don't share those videos. Like, because some people will look on it as like a learning experience, and I can understand that point of view, and they'll be like, hey, don't do this. But like, the more you share it, period, like it's still gonna make Airsoft look bad. Like even if like you have like, I think a lot of it is the nature of how our social media works. Like even if you have like a message out there,
People just get lost in that.
yeah, people don't read the message. They mostly just look at the content, the video. Like I can't tell you. I mean, you guys would agree with me on this, I assume, but I can't tell you how many times I've posted an Instagram photo either about a special, a sale, or a cool gun, and there's all these details in the text I'm saying, and then people will ask me all these questions like, "Hey, what gun is that?" It's like you didn't read at all.
Example: today you reposted my picture, and I said I'm gonna be on the GI show. You reposted. Not even 2 minutes after, the kid's like, "When is it? I can't find it." And it's just like you said, it's 4:30 p.m. or Pacific Standard Time in the second line, so you see the picture before you scroll your phone. And also, side rant: you have Instagram. You're on a smartphone. No one has a Nokia 5300. That's a one color. You have the power of the internet, the most powerful thing in your hand. Google. Just use Google.
Google.
No, I'm serious.
Just watch Cat.
If you guys are curious about how much this item is at AirsoftGI.com, the best SoCal Airsoft store, or in Texas or Virginia, you can go to Google.com or AirsoftGI.com and you can find it. I'm not trying to sales pitch, but it's just like everything's on the internet. So when you ask on your Instagram, like, I need to know right now, just Google it. I can literally be driving, and with one hand, don't do that though, because you're not able to drive yet, and you shouldn't. But I can like, oh, Google, oh, cool, there it is right there. You guys have a mobile site, right?
We do have a mobile site.
What's your website again?
AirsoftGI.com.
Wait, once more?
AirsoftGI.com.
Okay, go there.
And these should be available now. I think I saw someone ask.
Yes, these are shipping out today.
Yes.
Right now. Bob's
right
packing
now.
the box.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we're gonna have them on our website as fast as we physically can. I don't know if pre-orders went up, but like you said, they're shipping out, and we are gonna have them on our website very soon. And I would highly suggest taking a look at the entire line of V&L AKs.
Yeah, if you don't like the wood one, get a black one.
And there's
simple.
tactical rail ones, there's short ones, all kinds
If
of
you're a
cool
purist, get something like that. If you're not, or you don't care, just get the other tactical ones.
Yeah. No, I've got both a tactical and a purist AK, so I'm a believer in both. So I would suggest you check them out. Check out JAG Precision on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to check out Echo One USA. Also check out Brian at Echo One. And I specifically mention that because if you're looking at photos of cool hikes, or more specifically my favorite, photos of cool dishes that have been cooked and plated amazingly, check out Brian at Echo One on Instagram.
Also, shameless plug, I'm building a MTC3 just to give it away. So follow me and you might win. Or other stuff. And I have a bunch of Mad Bull stuff too I'm giving away.
Nice. Well, if you guys are looking for free stuff or possibly a free gun, I actually did see part of that.
and
build.
I have one
knowledge.
more thing to add.
Nope.
This is just on the fly at the moment. If you find Brian on Division on PS4, I will put a bounty. I'll give you a bottle of BBs if you can kill him
Oh.
and take his stuff.
And if you can get a video of that, that would be even
That would be
better.
pretty cool, though.
That'd be hilarious. Just like, yeah, film it and then be just at the end be like, hey, Tang, I'm waiting on that bottle of BBs.
If you shoot me like while I'm down, like I've shot people in the dark zone and like, ooh, they start swearing. It's like, don't swear, but I'll eat some bullets.
Can
That's
you
fine.
dip potato chip people in the division?
I don't
No, you
think
can't.
It's Halo.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
Oh.
I haven't played it yet. Gosh.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that.
Please,
I mean-
sir, can I have another?
I mean,
And I'll pay you double whatever he pays to get him on PC.
Yeah, but first you have to figure out our screen.
I was just saying, how are they going to find you guys?
Doesn't
No
matter.
way.
Just go around the dark zone and ask who their real names are, and if they answer, and then it sounds like us, just start shooting them for no reason.
Yes. Right in the face. In the face.
And if they have some good gear, more power to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, guys, that's going to do it for our live show. We actually went overtime because it's so much fun hanging out with these guys. Again, make sure to check out JAG Precision, Echo One USA, and Brian at Echo One on Facebook, Instagram, and all social medias. Once again, I'm Bob the X-Man Hildebrand. This is the GITV Live Show.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye.